Okay, so I had somebody ask about how to make a bend back. These are typically used for streamers, particularly the Clouser minnow, and you can do a bend back. And the idea is that you bend the hook so that the hook point is riding more in line with your shank. It doesn't have to necessarily be quite perfect, but the closer you get it to the shank, the more essentially weedless it becomes when you lay material over the top, and then something like bucktail will cover your hook point. So a couple of things I've learned over the years doing these is one is it helps a great deal to have a pair of non-serrated or flat needle nose. And the reason for that is this has happened to me on a couple of occasions where I've taken a pair of, just like little pliers, and I've grabbed, like right here or wherever, and then the serratedness of the actual plier cuts into the metal. It'll dig into it a little bit, and then it'll snap my thread when I'm tying on. And so I typically use the serrated stuff for the back, but you can just take your flat nose. Also, real quick, I was going to mention, typically you want a straight eye shank, and that's just so when you put your tippet on, it's not pulling in an odd direction. I just don't have a straight eye streamer hook on me. And so we're just going to hold on to it like this. Some people will actually do this in their vise, and they'll have the vise hold on to it. I've read a couple of stories or comments on different posts around where people have done that and have actually chipped their vise. So I just err on the side of caution. So we're just going to take our two pliers kind of like so, and we're just going to bend this basically just flat so that this is basically in line. And now the idea is that when you tie your bucktail on or whatever, it's going to just lay right, I don't have it in front of me, but it's just going to lay right over the top like so. And it's going to protect that hook point from being snagged in weeds and stuff. And I can attest to it that it works well, especially if you're searching for bass in heavily weeded areas. It works a real treat, no doubt. So that's basically where it is. This is a size 6. You can actually bend this back sort of in the middle. You don't want to do it too far up front because you need room to tie, and that's also weaker up front. And so you want to try to start moving back into the wire a little bit so that you can get an accurate bend. And but you can really bend it, anywhere in this area here, kind of where my pliers are, and it should work just fine for you. You could even come down a little bit further if you like. It's totally up to you. So. But you can tie other streamers on this as well. Again, a very effective way to stay snag free. And there's actually, I've seen a couple nymph patterns that do this too, believe it or not. I don't know how well they work because I've never tried it, but I have seen a couple people do nymphs on these. So other than that, I hope I answered your question, and I hope that helped. And other than that, everybody, happy tying. Take care. I'll see you in the vault. Happy tying.